If you can go on to your website, the Home Affairs, there's a bulletin or a list of critical and scarce skills in the country, right? And this is worldwide. One of the biggest skill that is being sought after by the market is the skill of critical thinking.
Every business, no matter how small or big, exists in an environment that it must respond to in order to survive and grow. In business studies, we break this into three environments. The microenvironment, which is inside the business, the market environment, where the business interacts with others, and the macro environment, which includes external forces the business cannot control. Today, we're focusing on the market environment. So what exactly is the market environment? Simply put, it's the environment just outside the business that the business deals with directly. It includes the people and organizations that the business can influence, and that can also influence the business. This includes customers, suppliers, competitors, intermediaries, regulators, trade unions, civil society, non-governmental organizations, and community-based organizations. Let's use an example to make this real. Imagine Zaba, a local fashion retail boutique based in South Africa. Zaba sells trendy, affordable clothing to young adults. To run its business successfully, Zaba doesn't just focus on internal things like staff and finances. It also has to deal with external stakeholders in the market environment every day. Let's start with one of the most important components, customers. Zaba's success depends on customers who walk in and buy clothes. Customers influence Zaba through their choices, their feedback, and their shopping habits. If Zaba's customers suddenly become more interested in sustainable fashion or want to shop online, Zaba must respond or risk losing business. But it works both ways. Zaba can influence its customers through clever marketing, loyalty cards, personalized service, or by creating trends through social media campaigns. So, the customer relationship is dynamic, each affects the other. Next, we have suppliers. These are the businesses that supply Zaba with stock, clothing, packaging, and store supplies. If a supplier delivers late or sends poor quality stock, it affects Zaba's reputation and sales. But Zaba isn't powerless here. It can influence suppliers by negotiating contracts, building long-term relationships, choosing local over imported products, or even switching suppliers to reduce costs or improve quality. In a fashion retail business, having reliable suppliers is critical for keeping up with trends and customer expectations. Competitors are another important part of the market environment. These are other fashion retailers, both local boutiques and larger chains. Zaba needs to monitor what they are doing, their prices, styles, promotions, and online presence. If a new competitor opens nearby with lower prices or fresher fashion, Zaba may need to adjust its strategy to stay competitive. But again, Zaba can influence the market by offering a unique selling point, like personalized styling advice, limited edition pieces, or loyalty rewards that competitors don't offer. Let's now look at regulators. These are the organizations or government departments that create and enforce rules for businesses. This includes things like SARS for tax, the Department of Labor, and the Companies and Intellectual Property Commission, CIPC. For example, Zaba must register legally, follow labor laws, pay VAT, and comply with health and safety regulations. These regulators influence Zaba by setting the rules. But Zaba, along with other businesses, can influence regulators by joining industry groups or associations that lobby for better policies, like lower import duties on textiles or longer trading hours during festive seasons. Another critical group is trade unions. These are organizations that protect the rights of workers. If Zaba's employees feel they are being treated unfairly, maybe they are not paid overtime or don't get proper breaks, a trade union can step in to negotiate, organize a strike, or take legal action. Trade unions influence Zaba's employment practices and policies. But Zaba can also influence trade unions by building fair, transparent relationships with employees and offering good working conditions, training opportunities, and regular communication to avoid conflict. We also need to talk about non-governmental organizations and community-based organizations. These groups often work in local communities to promote social, environmental, or economic development. Zaba might be approached by an NGO running a campaign on ethical fashion, or by a CBO trying to raise funds for a youth training program. These groups influence Zaba by encouraging it to become more socially responsible, such as by using recycled packaging, supporting local designers, or hiring interns from the community. Zaba, in turn, can build a strong reputation by responding positively and getting involved in these initiatives, which can attract more customers and improve brand loyalty. Civil society, which includes schools, religious organizations, residents, and local leaders, is also part of this environment. Civil society influences Zaba through public opinion. If Zaba is known for supporting local causes, treating staff well, and offering quality products, civil society will likely support it through positive word of mouth. But if Zaba is seen as unfair or unethical, that same public can quickly turn against it. On the flip side, Zaba can influence civil society by sponsoring school events, running clothing drives, or hosting free fashion workshops. Intermediaries like delivery services, payment platforms, and marketing agencies play a big role in Zaba's market. They can really impact how Zaba operates, and Zaba can choose partners that align with its brand and what customers want. So in summary, the market environment is where Zaba interacts directly with other stakeholders. It includes customers, suppliers, competitors, regulators, trade unions, NGOs, CBOs, civil society, and intermediaries. These groups all influence the business, but the business can also influence them through the way it operates, communicates, and builds relationships. Understanding this two-way influence helps Zaba remain competitive, responsible, and responsive in a fast-changing world.
Thank you for watching. I hope that you learned something new. Please consider supporting the classroom by heading to our Zapper or SnapScan link below to donate a small amount of your choosing to help us create more content from more subjects. Please share the video with a friend and don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. It really helps us out.